Howdy out there, Ed, the CNC dude, about to do part 2 of the Haas Autodesk motorcycle brake caliper curriculum. And I wanted to cover, let me get my cheat sheet here. Downloading the data sets, organizing as a teacher, so the students don't have to do it and get confused. How to work with the teams and the Fusion 360 cloud, how the cloud system works, and also how we store the tool library and the posts also in the cloud. Let me start at the bottom first. Here we are. This is the team. This one says single user storage. This is an old system. I think this is going to go away. So they went to a team concept after that, and I renamed it Teacher Ed STC Team. I had to name it that because my new teacher took over. It was just STC Team. The SDC CNC team is the new teachers team, so I'm a member of that one. So I can help instruct, sort of, or I can review stuff. So let me go into that team. Yeah, he's got a different kind of setup here: machine technology, some other stuff. It doesn't look as organized as the way I would have it, but let me go switch back. And this one is actually my personal account, CNC Dude Team. So
you have 15 minutes left of computer time.
Ooh, I'm getting kicked off my computer. All right, let's go back to the home base. This is the data panel. This is where your storage is. You don't want to do save as on your computer. You want to do save in your cloud. So open up your data panel. And if you are brand new, I should probably also do a student view after this. My recent data is a pretty good one because if you get kind of lost, you can look at the last ones you did. And to go back is just hit the home button. Everything's in a... and if I go to one Teacher Ed, this is my helper one. I got some G-code lessons, some curriculum developments, work holding, a G9899 demo. So I kind of made my own stuff here. Fusion CAM samples. These are, Fusion has a CAM sample thing, and I brought some up here to play with. I'll go over to that part later. Here's my student assets. I also, if you pin it, you can put it on the top. This will be kind of alphabetical. That's why I named these ZZZ, so they'd be on the bottom. Or if you put a number in the front, the number will supersede a alpha. So if we want to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or put the pins in there, that's how you organize it. Let's go to students. This is the last class that I monitored. It was my last one. The other ones I archived. So we'll pick these 4 students here. So they're doing their projects. Let's pick Jacob here, right? Jacob. Right here. He's got mine, a shifter. It looks like something he was working on. He had some Titan parts in there. He had a Kurt Softjaw lathe projects. This is pretty good. Plastic metal rocket head. So he had some personal stuff in there. So at least I can go in and look at it. So let's look at the lathe project. Lathe base. All right. Also, Fusion does version numbers. Like when I save it, it's going to put my name in there. It says who's got it open. Little E name shows that I got it open. If another student has it open, you'll see another thing here. But you can also go back in time, or you can check versions. So you can kind of monitor a little bit of cheating here. So Fusion is designed to be CAM and CAD together. So you're going to use design and manufacture. These are your two. You probably won't use these at all. So if we go to design, this is like going into SolidWorks. And this would be down here is the timeline. This is like the process of building. So if I slide it back, it'll go like one step at a time. All right, I noticed there was nothing there when I did the sketch because he probably doesn't have it turned on. All right, this is a sketch. So this is kind of how you manage that, sketches and building, right? We got origin, you could turn that on and off. You got name views. You got document settings. We got inch, we got it named. If you click on this, it says, right now it's set up to capture design history. So you can shut that off. You wouldn't want to do that. But there's some other stuff here. Appearance, you can change the colors of these things. And you can start also doing assemblies, rigid groups, and new components. So it's not a component right now. It's just a body, you know, the body one. You can rename these things too. If I double click this, and now all of a sudden it's an open window, I can rename. Of course, this is his project, so I wouldn't want to change it. Sometimes in class, I'll do a file save as and demonstrate something. If I wanted to show them what to do, but I want them to do it. So in his case, if I did a file, well, let's look at it first. I look at the model. I said, as far as I can tell, let me shut the sketches off. It looks pretty good. If I go down here, these are the layout grid. I can turn that on, layout grid. You can also play around with like the shadow and stuff like that. Like this area here. I usually shut off snap to grid. And let's see, what's origin? So
you have 10 minutes left of computer time.
So he designed it from the front, and the view cube is Z up. So this is our, if you hit home, you'll reorient. You hit this, also you can move your mouse. So I have the SolidWorks mouse, so I can rotate easier than the Fusion mouse selections, which are up here in preferences. Right here, SolidWorks. Let's look at manufacturer options right here. Enable cloud libraries. Make sure that's turned on. All right, hit OK. All right, so I reviewed some students here. Let's just go real quick. Manufacturer. These needs to be. It says toolpath out of date. These need to be regenerated. So I'm going to do Control G, regenerate all. This one's got a warning. Lead out has been modified due to gouge. Okay, I usually teach that, how to get out around that warning. Let's just do a quick simulate. All right. Now simulating, and it even says no issues found. That's pretty good. You can have toolpath, stock. What do you want it to look like? Let's leave it just set up the way it is and hit play. Now in lathe, I prefer the lathe tool to be coming down straight. So everything looks good. He's also got on, I got stop on collision on, so it'll give me a warning. Let me bail out of this. Exit. Let's see, why is it, I got Z up, oh, X is the index. So X is facing this way, so usually I got X facing like that. Let's go to setup, edit, setup. I got, let's see, turning, yep. Machine, we can also select Z-axis orientation is face, and X would be the, which way is it going? So you can reorient these. Also, there's some more selections down here once you get manufacturer on. Let me shut that off. We have stock visibility. I like this one, synchronized with active setup, because it'll actually flip around to the, you don't keep on flipping it. And if you're doing machine simulation, if you want to show the machine, and tool visibility, and also this one is just for turning, show spun profile. All right, you'll learn all that stuff when you start doing those classes in turning. All right, let's go back to, all right, me as a user, I store my assets here. It says, I renamed it STC Teacher Assets, but this will be the same thing. It'll say Assets. I go into here, and it says CAM post machines. So we want to have the post processors, and I have a whole bunch. They'll only have one. So I want them to have the one that says STC Haas Classic Mill. And then I also made one for the lathe. And then later on, we have a 4th axis one, and then we got to start adding in the next gen 5 axis for the UMC. I think we were playing around with some of these next gen, but I did a post edit, so it actually gives our school name and stuff. All right, that's where the stuff is stored. And let me go back one, and also the tool libraries are right here. Of course, I have a lot, so I'll have to show you a student view when that gets done. But this is as teacher. Oh, I've never looked at this. Standardized components. Nothing there. Okay. Probably why I never looked there. Samples. There's actually some cool stuff in here. I always go into CAM samples, or I never looked in there. So this is a student's only going to have like a couple of folders. And folders are called projects. So if I open even my own up. Oh, this was one. This was a shared directory. This is like where all the students were working on this to do some side projects. Oops, nothing in there. Let's go to this one. Yeah, there we go. Plasma cutter. These are all side jobs that we'd hand out in class. Fire pit. Spectre was the...
You have 5 minutes left of computer time.
Okay, all right. Was the first robotics team stuff. All right. How do you get that stuff in there, right? Let's do the assets first. And I'll have to switch. I'll just switch the student view to show you that, because that'd be a little more raw than this teacher view. Now, there's other good stuff in here. You got my profile, share feedback. If you go to this one, if you click the about, it'll give you the version number, especially if you're on the lab install. If you want to make sure your version number matches like a student one, but even tells you everything you want there. We get that. And we got community. This is a forum right here. I go to the forum. They used to have one just for education. That's been archived. Clean out of that. There's some other stuff in here. If you have a problem, I think I've tried it, or check for updates, show learning panels. There's a lot of good stuff up in here. Notifications. Sometimes you get a notification, or there's an update coming. You're working online, and extensions. So you could design, and it says right here, manufacturing active. So we get all the bells and whistles. Manufacturing extension. So up in here, I'm in turning, or if you're in milling, turning is a different, you have your setup area. You got your, of course, turning's a lot simpler. We wouldn't be using part handling. We would be using drilling. And over here, we got machine simulation, regular simulation, setup sheet, G-code. You can also do the G-code through the Create NC Programs section, and also some probing. And you got right here, template library, post library. So we go to my post library. Let me bring this over. All right, my posts, the ones I have in the cloud, these are ones I put in an archive. Local means it's installed in your computer. So that's why I recommend storing in the cloud, because it doesn't matter where you are, you're always going to have access to this stuff. And then you got the Fusion library, which is all of them. So you can even filter it by milling and maybe by machine, like Haas. They have a lot of posts in here. So pick one. Everyone I've tried has worked flawlessly, so I've had no problem with the post at all. But I did a customized post, or I just renamed it, so I know that we're all using the same one, so we should have minimal hiccups. Okay, let's go back to the team. So I've shown you the teams. There's a couple ways you can work with teams. I prefer in here because if I'm going to do a demo or look at students' projects or help students, I'm going to do it on my computer, not their computer. So I'm working out of here. But if you actually click on a file and you click on this, you got data and people. So this is who's assigned to this. Let's look in that one with the all students. Where's that one? People. View members. I don't think I've actually looked at it this way. This actually goes to Fusion Cloud. Team. Hey, there it is. Members and permissions. And permission levels.
You have 1 minute left of computer time.
And let's see. So that's another. I don't really normally use this up here. I'm usually on data, new folders, but I like using this to quickly get to the here because a lot of times I can upload, download, or move stuff around faster as a teacher here. So if I go to the home base again. And let me pause. Okay, I'm back with my Mighty Bite mug here. Ooh, you can't really see that, can you? Oh, it's the wrong side. Now it's dripping. I'll tell you, Mighty Bite's got the best swag. I got 2 great mugs and a bunch of other stuff. Actually, I had the best coffee travel cups I've ever had. All right, I was going over some of the Autodesk Fusion Cloud area, which is like also gives there's all kinds of stuff in your notifications, things like that. So let me go. Let's like managing files. Oh, managing students. Let's do that. Let's go to the sample students here, right? All right, I got folders over here, owner, me. You switch to this project manager, you can do edit, what you want it to be, activity, who's been in it, when, because these are older. And when you create a folder, there's a thing called folder levels. This is kind of a newer level. There used to be like 3 different permissions, like closed, open, and sort of open. But folder level gives you some more access to how you want to control people. Like this one, it says permission levels. All right, so I have ultimate permission, right? How come it's not showing the other members? Content. Permission. You can assign permissions at the project folder or sublevel. It's actually always got instructions here if you want to learn more. Go to another page and they will talk about managing projects right here. They must have updated this. All right. I may have taken the students out of the system. That's probably why they're not showing anymore. Yes, that's right, I did. So, but this is like I don't really get too crazy on the shutdowns, but you can manage it however you want to, right? All right. So let me close all this stuff down. I'm also going to sign out. Then I'm going to sign in as my test student. Okay. All right. Give it a second here, just like all software. I'll even pause for a minute. Okay, I even have my test student right here. Pokey, his Gmail. Here he is right there. Signed in, go to product. Student view. All right. It says right here, Pokey's team, who's also a member. So Pokey's his base team right there. Open Administrator Council and open on web. All right. So if in this team he's not an administrator, he doesn't get to have that access. So he's a member of the current school team, and this is the old school team here, right? Let's go to the current team, which is this is the one I'm not really managing, so I shouldn't really mess with it. Oh, black screen of death. No, it's just updating. Ooh, sign me out. There's always a lot of security with this thing. Oh, there we are right there. So same thing. You got assets, that's student assets, and this is his folder that he's in the team. This is machining technologies, right? And this is everybody in that team. So let me go back to my teacher team. And I'm in with Pokey, but Pokey for some reason is seeing some of the folders. So I think I have to do a better job at managing the folders. Because he's somehow, it says right even there, join project. So you can make this so it's not viewable. So he's not a member of this project. He is a member of that project. This was like Titan Helper. He's not a member of that, not a member of that, not a member of that, not a member of that. So I'd have to make him a member of a current team. So I would do the folder, I would send the invite, and then he would work on his projects. But this is his area here, and if he wanted to, he can't even create a new project. Because he's in my team. So the thing that they're going to actually start doing is they're going to start working on projects in their side. And you can't see these. So I think the benefit of they can do their private projects here, but if they want to do them in class, I would have them all in the team so you can help and fix as needed. So have them be in the student team. And I'll have to go make him remember him again. Put him in as a new member. And home. And also learn how to fix some of these so they're not viewable. This one is, he's a member of this one. All right. So he's in the share projects of 21, 22. These are projects we're working with. So he has access to these. MTC head exhaust adapter for copper. So these are like private projects. So same thing here. I can look at his project, even though it says 44 electron velocity stack. Notice it says P. P means Pokey, who is this one, is accessing this actively right now. If I went in as a teacher, there would be an E here right next to it. We got two versions, so we can go back in time if we wanted to if we get really messed up, we can go back in time. He's got his timeline, he's got his design. Did he do any machining? Did he have any plans? No, we haven't got to the machining part yet, so he was only in design. So I could also look at design, and then sometimes I run a blueprint class, like especially if they're making their own projects, they got to learn how to make a drawing. So I have also how to make a drawing. So this is his view. And if I go to the right, so you got assets, posts. Somehow it's still reading. Oh, wait a minute. Pokey's team. I forgot that one. Pokey is going to put his assets in his assets right here. Library. I would do tools first. Tools. So he's got 3 sets of tools. An Immerse to Learn class. Here's one here. Precision Machining Caliper Haas. So these were the downloads that we did for that class. So if I turn this on, it won't actually tell you what's in there. It's just a file, and it's just going to bring it right to the Fusion web. So when you click on it, it's not really going to help you. These are Pokey's assets. All right, let me get out of there. But when he's working on something, he has access to his assets. He's not really working out of my assets. He's working out of his own. I'm just viewing his stuff. So that's what he would store his files. So if you wanted to upload, we go upload, select files. You could do it this way, and maybe go into the downloads. And let's do a let's go to Fusion class, right? Ooh, here. I figure out the best way I can get there. All right, we have it built into our system here. Haas CNC machine, class work. Oops, not that class. This one. Class work. All right, Haas and CNC course. New material. Update. Come on, you can do it. There it is. Course 1. They go to course 1. They go to downloads. Right here. And I asked them to split up the assets. They had them all in one file. Let's just do download all. All right. I'm downloading all. But in this one, I see Fusion file. Oh, actually, it is doing them all. There it goes. They'll all be broken up. All right, so I'll go to my file folder. And my download file. Right there. There they all are. All right, so let's go to challenge exercises, course challenge, Fusion. Let's open up this one. Extract. But as a teacher, I would extract all these, right? And I would load these. I might be able to identify them this way or not. Intro, Fusion files, creating camp setup. Sorry. So the normal way I've been doing it is I've been going to the file folder, and I'd have to go back to mine. Let's sign out. And I'll upload them all and review them. And then I'll make a folder that I want the students to use. Okay, let's go back here, sign in. Me. Sign in again. You can put little pictures, by the way, if you want to have a picture on there. More coffee. Go to product. Okay, let's go back to teacher here. All right, back to home base. I'm going to make new project. 2024 Haas Autodesk. Oops, spell it correctly. Teacher assets. Done. You can even put nice pictures on here. You can do that in the cloud later. Okay, so we're going to just pin this to the top. It's up here somewhere. Here it is. Click on this, but I'm going to go to the folder here. And I'm going to, it should be all lined up when I get there. There it is. Members, I want upload, file, or folder. I want to do folders. Folders. I'm going to go to downloads. And there's my folder. I'm going to bring the whole thing in. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. And let that upload. I found this way for the mass uploading works a lot better. But students just can do individual uploads in the Fusion Active area. you can't really do folder uploads through Fusion, through this area. See, right now it's even saying that it's updating. All right. Still saving. I can go back. What's in there? Fusion files, blueprint files. Oh, here's one here. Refresh. Refresh. All right, so they got some PDF files. You can actually store anything in here. Of course, if you click on this, it's not going to open in Fusion. It's going to open in the Fusion Cloud, which you can do as a view thing. First angle drawing projections. This one's called an F3D file, which is, it's not really, you can't just click and open it. It's actually going to bring you back to the cloud. So what you got to do is say, create Fusion design, bing. And it'll actually give you a progress down here. Let me hit refresh while this is doing it. So it's starting to bring, it's making a usable file out of this file here. It says complete close. Okay, now I can open this up. All right, so this is a project that you work at in the course. I would want students to have this. These files, which are in the course, I would either leave them in the folder. I would get rid of this F3D file because I'm not going to really know how to use that. I would just, when I make a student folder, I would probably dump that, give them this one. I would probably make an archive file, so if they lose it, I got a base one again. And I would give them these, but some of these I'd actually put in my Google Classroom and say, okay, but you can work out of these. So if they were using this project and they're following the 1, 2, 3 block, they can click on this. I'll come back here. And if you click on this or hit view, there's your file. And you can actually, this is a usable area. And remember, this is independent from your school's cloud stuff. So they can actually follow along on the projects or whatever the lesson is. Like, what is this? What's that? So they can have the video playing on another computer and doing this, and then switching back to Fusion and work with this. So they can do both at the same time. So you can kind of experiment with how that works. Let's see. Can we draw on this? Oh, look at that. You can draw. I didn't know. All right. I don't want to draw on the original one, so we don't want that. Let me back up. And back to Real Fusion. Okay. All right, so that's how I do the downloads. As a teacher, I would download everything. Let's go back to here. Oh, here's one, create camp setup files. Here's another one here, caliper program piston. So I'm going to have to do create Fusion design there. Review it, do the lesson myself. This is upload progress. Man, I've really gone on with the time here. I'm on 33 minutes. Close, refresh. And I can bring up multiple files at the same time. And I don't have to keep on closing things. So I can have multiple stuff. All right. This is pre-programmed. This is not what I'd want to give them, because this is like cheating. It's already done. For you as a teacher, I would eliminate all the operations and just give them what they need. Do they have to know how to place it, or do you want them to have them set up in the right location? Because this is also set up with the vice, so you can also say, and it's got soft draw here, by the way. So if we go to models, and shut the vice off, right? This vice only. I hit double click fit, and that will zoomed up. And if I'm in operation 1, so here's the beauty of this active setup, right? If I click on operation 2, flips automatically to operation 2 with soft draws. If I click this one, soft draws only. Click this one, it flips around. Now you can use this as a lesson, like this is how we should do this, but you can give them, I would give them and delete all these and then let them do the programming and follow along. And you can add in your own, lecture video stuff. But that's kind of how you manage this thing. There's a lot of little things to learn, but once you get the management down pretty good, it works well, very well as far as teacher control of active stuff, So if I do this one, let's review operation 1. Let's do a simulate. I'm going to move this out of the way. I'll go over some settings, like I like using tail. Let's go with comparison mode. And if you click on here, it even gives you a description what each one is. Fusion has a lot of stuff like that. What is toolpath? What is tool? I make my tool transparent. I do stop on collision, and the viewpoint is from the model. All right. Let me slow this down. And if you're on this side of the line, it goes backwards. You want to be on this side of the line. Hit play. Going way too slow. All right, here we go. All right, so it's Haas machining. It didn't hit the... Also, you can make it so if it touched the fixture, it would be a crash. There it is. All right. If I go back to the beginning, right, and let's see, regenerate the stock. If I do this one, this is like single block. Of course, you can go over all that. So I can go play. And when I go around the outside, I can bring it up and say, this is what we want to make sure we don't have. This is set up to use parallels. I do not see the parallels in there, but personally, we make jaws that are cut 200 thou deep by 200. We do a notch. We make steel jaws with notches in them. We don't use the hard jaws with parallels because it guarantees the setup will work every time and the parallels don't flop down. I do have a set that I can bring in and swap into this setup, but this is your standard Kurt Weiss. But you couldn't even just do this on the machine. How close can we get without crunching the vise, right? Then we can keep on single blocking, single block. Or we can go by operation. Operation 1, next operation, next. And then hit play, and then we can go over each one. I really like the simulation in this. And if I go to soft jaw, we can do the same thing there. Simulate. The round jaw is probably the simplest and first soft jaw you should ever do. And this would be creating a soft jaw, right? Looks like a roughing profile and probably a finish. Bang, there's a finish. If I'm running out of room, hit exit. All right. But you can go over the operations. That's a pretty good demo of how do you want to set up your class. Because if you're giving them, and personally, if you're giving them this one, it's pre-programmed. What's the point? It's sort of like, here, go up here, G-code time, simulate worked. I looked at it, they looked at it, G-code time. My post is pointing right at ST Haas. This is in my cloud. I got program name describe, operation 1 describe. I got sequence numbers turned off automatically. I had optional stop on. So these are all always comes up with the post, but you can play with it. And you can do it by operation. So we only have operation 1 selected right here. All right, oops, sorry, let me go back to here. So this is one way of doing G code. Ooh, did I press on the wrong one? Go back, exit. I'm in simulation still, that's why. All right, G1. And this is also where is the G code going? E directory, which would be where my USB is. A lot of times it's trying to point the USB to somewhere in your computer. So you can change the direction. It'll kind of maintain that, and it'll also identify if the USB isn't in there. This one says post to Fusion Team. I would unselect that. Create in browser is a interesting one. Leave that on, and I like using open NC file editor. So I'll post the program. It's going to end up in my USB, and also it's going to be G code check time. Did I name it right? Did I use the right post? Are my tools correct? I got T7G54. That looks pretty good. All right. Go out to machine and make this. Do your setup, XYZ in the corner. You get your setup sheet. Let's see if we can create a decent setup sheet here. Setup sheet. It's trying to store it in your programs. Don't worry about that. Oh, it says multiple offsets have been selected. What did I do here? Oh, this is my setup sheet. WCS1. Stock size is trying to identify everything, so it's not describing that correctly, and a list of tools. So I would make some fixes in here. But Softjaw based on Haas 1-inch Softjaw. So some of you actually already put a note in here, which I did not program. So under notes, yeah, somebody put parallels in there. Okay. And the NC programs is the preferred way you want to do this. So this would be setup sheet gives you some more selections. Post process is the same as doing G code. So if I do this again, it's saying update. Yep. We already made one. Check the G code. It's all correct. If you made a change, it'll identify it's been changed. And if you use this with a machine selection, it may even update and tell you that your RPMs are not correct for that machine. Okay, I'm going to leave it here because this is way too long. I'm going to have to split this up into 2 parts just for part 2. Okay, CNC Dude signing off. See you later.